Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another delicious, simple keto recipe for you. Today I am going to show you how to make very easy keto manicotti. Now, here in America, when people think of manicotti, they think of those hard, ridged pasta shells that they sell in the store that you stuff, bake, and eat. Well, that's not really manicotti. That's more of a cannelloni. Traditional manicotti is usually made more of a crepe style. And so that's what I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to teach you how to make more of a traditional crepe style manicotti, only keto version. And if you want a printable version of this, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will come to me and help support the channel. And while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat an 8-inch skillet over medium heat for about 7 to 10 minutes or just until the skillet is warm. While that's preheating, in a large mixing bowl, combine 54 grams or about a half cup of coconut flour, 3 grams or about 1 tablespoon of flax or chia seed meal. I'm actually using a mix of both. Make sure it's very finely ground. 2 grams or a half teaspoon of salt. Sift or whisk these all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 6 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so they mix in more smoothly. Stir the eggs into the dry ingredients until everything is fully combined and all the dry ingredients have been moistened. Add 10 ounces or about 1 1/4 cups of the milk of your choice. Make sure it's room temperature so that you have a more smooth batter. Whisk everything all together until it's fully combined and you have a smooth batter. After the batter's all combined, allow it to sit just for about a minute or two. This just helps it to thicken up just a tiny bit. That way, when you make your manicotti crepes, they are more sturdy to hold the filling. After the 2 minutes, check on your skillet. Make sure the skillet is warm. Generously spray your skillet with cooking spray. Lift your skillet from the heat and very slowly pour about 1/4 cup of the batter into the bottom of your skillet. While you're pouring it, tilt the skillet from side to side so that the batter evenly coats the bottom of the skillet in a very thin layer. You're just wanting enough batter, just enough to cover the bottom of the skillet. You do not want a thick crepe. This is supposed to be just a thin, light crepe, so just barely enough batter to cover the bottom of the skillet without there being a lot of holes. Then place it back on the heat, cover and cook for about 30 seconds. Now you do want to cover this when you cook it. This helps it, one, to cook faster, and it also helps you to have a lighter color to your crepes, which is what you want. You want a nice, light, thin crepe. After 30 to 35 seconds, the crepe should release easily from the skillet. Turn it over, then cover it again, and cook it for another 30 seconds or until it's lightly golden on both sides and releases easily from the skillet. Once the crepe has been cooked, place it on a plate and allow it to cool. Then once again, generously spray your skillet and repeat the cooking and spraying process until all of the batter has been cooked up into thin crepes. Each time you start a new crepe, make sure you spray the skillet generously before cooking a new crepe. Otherwise, it will stick to the skillet and it will ruin your crepe. Once the crepes are all made and placed on a plate, set them off to the side for just a minute and let them cool while you make the filling and the sauce. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And for the filling, in a medium mixing bowl, place 8 ounces or 1 cup of ricotta cheese. Gradually fold in 4 ounces or 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. As you fold it in, make sure it gets evenly coated with the ricotta cheese. Then gradually fold in 1 ounce or 1/3 cup of grated fresh Parmesan cheese. Make sure this is fresh Parmesan cheese right off the block, not that canned stuff. That canned stuff is not real Parmesan. Fold the Parmesan cheese in until it's evenly distributed throughout the cheese mixture. Add in your desired amount of dry oregano. I usually do roughly around 3 grams or close to 1 tablespoon, somewhere around in there. Stir in the oregano until it's evenly distributed throughout the cheese mixture. Add 1 large room temperature egg. This is optional. I like to add it because it gives a really nice texture to the filling, but if you don't want any egg in your filling, you don't have to use it. If you do choose to use it, make sure it's stirred in completely. Once the filling's all made, set it aside while we make our marinara sauce. For the no-cook marinara sauce, in a medium mixing bowl, place 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes, add a half teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of dry oregano, and a half teaspoon of dry basil. Stir these all together until they're fully combined and all the seasons are evenly distributed throughout the crushed tomatoes. You can adjust or change these seasonings according to your own personal taste. You can use more or less of the seasonings or different types of seasonings. It's up to you how you want your marinara sauce to taste. Once the sauce is all combined, ladle a very thin layer of the sauce in the bottom of 2 2-quart casserole dishes. Make sure it's just a very thin layer of the sauce. You're just looking for enough to just barely cover the bottom of the casserole dishes. You don't want a lot. Once the sauce has been ladled, then set the casserole dishes aside while we fill our crepes. To fill the crepes, place about 2 tablespoons of filling in the center of each crepe, then roll the crepe over the filling and place it seam side down. Now be careful not to overfill your crepes. You don't want to tear your crepes. You don't want to feel you have to stretch the crepes in order to get them over the filling. So 2-3 tablespoons should be max that you put in there. Once the crepes have all been filled, place the crepes seam side down into your prepared casserole dishes. It's about 5 crepes in each one of the dishes. Then ladle your desired amount of sauce over the manicotti in the casserole dishes. Once the sauce has been ladled over the manicotti, top it with your desired amount of shredded mozzarella cheese. Then cover the casserole dishes with some aluminum foil and place in your preheated oven. Bake at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, uncover the casserole dishes and bake at that 350 degrees for another 10 minutes or until the cheese is fully melted and the manicotti is slightly brown around the edges. Once the manicotti is all done baking, remove it from the oven. Allow it to cool in the casserole dishes for at least 10 to 15 minutes. This is 1, so you won't burn yourself, and 2, mostly so that the flavor can set in really well and you have a really nice tasting tender manicotti. After it's set for 10 to 15 minutes, place your desired amount of manicotti on the plate of your choice. Serve it warm. If you do have any leftovers, allow them to cool completely and store them in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 1 week. Eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.